baliw bigla. What?
Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 6.
Good evening, and this is Cool News at 6. The House of Representatives is awaiting confirmation from the Office of the Vice President on OVP on whether to or not to Vice President Sara Duterte will attend President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s third State of the Nation address. In a press briefing, House Secretary General Reynald Velasco said they got word that OVP will send out a letter on Tuesday, although he noted that deadlines are flexible for high-ranking officials. The deadline to confirm attendance for Marcos Sona was last 225, but Velasco said very important persons can confirm even hours ahead of the event. We are still waiting for confirmation from the Vice President, but we heard word that the Office OVP will confirm today whether the Vice President is attending or not. So we will just make an announcement on this as soon as we get confirmation from the Office of the Vice President, Velasco said. We have much laway doon sa mga for the VIPs. They confirm at the last minute or they can cancel at the last minute. That's the privilege of the VIP guests. We cannot impose any deadline on the VIPs. But for some other guests, we have a strict deadline. No. Our initial deadline was June 25th, but of course, we are very flexible with the VIPs and high-ranking officials, he added. When asked who among the past high-ranking officials have sent their confirmation, Velasco said three former Vice Presidents, Leni Robredo, Jejomar Binay, and Noli De Castro, said that they will not attend. Vice President Duterte's father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, has not confirmed his attendance or non-attendance. Velasco also added that former President Joseph Estrada has also not confirmed his attendance, while former President Gloria Arroyo can stay in the legislature's area as she is a current representative on Pampanga 2nd District. We are all inviting these former presidents, former vice presidents, former senate presidents, and former speakers. And so far, we have not received confirmation from the former President Rodrigo Duterte, Velasco said. We're just waiting for a few other offices, the Vice President, some of the constitutional commissions, COMELEC, Commission on Elections. We're waiting if all the commissioners will be attending, but so far we have confirmation from the Chairman of Commission on Audit, but we're not sure whether all the commissioners will be attending, he added. Previously, Velasco said that an interagency panel would decide on the seating arrangements for the SONA after being asked what would be the seating plan given the changes in the political landscape due to the Marcos Duterte group. In past SONAs, First Lady Lisa Arianda Marcos and the Vice President were seen seated beside each other. But last April, the First Lady admitted snubbing the Vice President after she attended imperial rallies where President Marcos was called a drug addict. It was the older Duterte who made the claims against Marcos. Then last June 19, Vice President Duterte resigned from her post as Education Secretary and from other roles in the Marcos cabinet. Velasco said that while they're in the final stages of preparation for Marcos Sona, which will be held on July 22, adjustments will be made to the preliminary seating arrangement to accommodate guests. The House officials said over 2,000 guests have confirmed their attendance while the number of seats at the plenary has been adjusted from 1,312 to 1,814. Everything is okay. We're just finalizing the seating arrangements because that's very critical. And we had less seats over the plenary, but I think around 60 seats. So we are trying to fix the seating arrangements. And we will be opening some viewing rooms for the additional guests that we have because the confirmations for the zona have been overwhelming, he said. Right now, we're over 2,009 and the plenary can just accommodate around 1,500. But we're trying to have additional chairs at the back of the third and second galleries just to accommodate these numerous requests coming from House members and other agencies. So we will put an additional 502 seats, so there are 1,814 total seats in the plenary, he added. Security measures and renovations are also near completion with less than 2 weeks before the zona, Velasco noted. The Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines on Tuesday confirmed it has issued an injunction against the Dali Everyday Grocery Dali, compelling the supermarket chain to pull out 3 condiment products from its store shelves that have packaging strikingly similar to other popular brands. IPO Field Director General Roel Orba said in a message sent to the inquiry that their Bureau of Illegal Affairs did issue an order last February. The inquiry learned from another source that there are still pending incidents in the case and that trial is ongoing. In a recent statement, law firm Cruz Marcelo and Francia said they are representing NutriAsia Incorporated in a case of trademark infringement, unfair competition, and copyright infringement against Hard Discount Philippines, the operator of Dali Everyday Grocery. The case stems from the Dali selling Colina ketchup and chili sauce and Ratchapurio vinegar and soy sauce in packaging confusingly similar to NutriAsia's popular household brands UFC and Dautuputi products. Dali has recently found itself in a back-to-back trouble with the law, with the Department of Trade and Industry saying last month that they issued a show-cause order against the Dali Everyday Grocery over a number of consumer rights-related issues. Trade Assistant Secretary Amanda Nograles had said that the show-cause order was sent to Dali last May 29, compelling them to explain 30 instances of complaints filed by the consumer rights group, Malayan Consumer. There are issues in the branches in Marikina, in Rizal, Paranaque. Many different branches are involved. He said in an interview over Radio Servicio, the former DCWM station. The trade official said there were also allegations of cashiers being arrogant and rude, sanitary issues, anonymous weighing of goods, and shoppers getting mistaken as shoplifters, among others. If found guilty, Nogales said the company could face an administrative fine of up to 300,000 pesos and possible sanction of business permit revocation for non-compliance with sanitary regulations in their area of operations. Now for the West Philippine Sea, as a Filipino fisherman remains missing after still unidentified ship hit his boat in the West Philippine Sea, the Philippine Coast Guard said Tuesday. Filipino fishing boat Pika John Robert was hit by an unidentified vessel about 62 nautical miles southeast of Sampaloc Point in Subic, Zambales last July 3, causing him to sink, according to PCG spokesperson Rear Admiral Armand Balilo. Balilo said 47-year-old Robert Mondoneto survived after being rescued on July 6, but his brother, Jose Mondoneto, remains missing. PCG Commandant Admiral Ronnie Gil Gavan has ordered BRP Sindagan to search for the missing fishermen. According to Senator Francis Tolentino, chairperson of the Senate panel on maritime and admiralty zones, the ship that hit the Filipino fishing boat allegedly had Chinese characters labeled Yang Fu, but the search was still uncertain. The Professional Regulation Commission on Monday announced that 22 out of 109 takers passed the June 2024 Registered Electrical Engineers Special Professional Licensure Examination. According to the PRC, the exams were held in Abu Dhabi and Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, Al Madi in Kuwait, Al Khibar, Jeddah, and Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Doha in Qatar, Manama in Bahrain, and in Singapore from June 16 to 18. The PRC also said 85 out of 126 examinees passed the June 2024 Registered Master Electrical Special Professional Licensure Examination. Erickson points from the secondary school was the top notcher, scoring 89%. He was followed by Jason De Leon of Ariano University, Mandaluyong, with a score of 88%, and Ronald Soko from a vocational school at third with a score of 87.50%. The PRC also said on Monday that none passed the June 2024 Special Professional Licensure Examination for social workers held in Abu Dhabi and in Singapore from June 16 to 18. And Commission on Elections Comelec Chairman George Aaron Garcia has requested assistance from the National Bureau of Investigation to look into allegations that he accepted bribes from a Korean firm. Garcia made the appeal in a letter addressed to NBI Director Jimmy Santiago dated July 8. I am writing to formally request the assistance of your agency in investigating the recent allegations circulating online that implicate me in accepting bribe money from a Korean firm. The letter sent by Garcia to Inquirer.net read. These unverified claims assert that I hold numerous bank accounts across various banks in Singapore, North America, China, and the Caribbean, it added. The Bald Body Chief stressed in his letter that such claims were entirely false and baseless. He specifically asked for NBI's help in finding out the source of the accusations, the details and validity of the bank accounts, and any legal action that may be taken to solve the matter. Garcia further said he is willing to cooperate through any necessary steps that will be required for the investigation. In a press briefing on Tuesday, Sagip Parilis Representative Rondane Marcoleta said that at least 1 billion pesos worth of funds were transferred from South Korean-based banks to 49 offshore accounts that are supposedly linked to an unnamed Comelec official. Some reports coming to the office of this representation, there are 4 countries involved in the payment hubs: Singapore, China, Hong Kong, the Caribbean, and North America, the lawmaker bear. There are 18 banks and 49 number of accounts, he noted. Why do you need 49 offshore bank accounts if the money involved here is not so huge? Well, first of all, why do you need 49 banks offshore accounts? Marcoleta asked. The most intriguing part here, ladies and gentlemen, is that these accounts are traceable to one Comelec official, he revealed. This is a work in progress. You must be patient with me and you have to bear with me because we're still verifying most of these accounts, he said. But I'll tell you that the total offshore bank account worth $15.2 million or almost 1 billion pesos, he disclosed. In an unabashed interview on the same day, Garcia said he was the one being referred to by Marcoleta. Huwag na po atin pa-ikutin. Ako po yung i-refer doon. 2 linggo na po kami may impormasyon, he told reporters. Actually po, nakaplano yung demolition job laban sa Comelec. May mga ng press con, Paul Chairman said. When we return here on koolNews at 6, Binay's ethics complaint versus Catiano to undergo due process according to Tolentino. In international headlines, ASEAN customs chiefs unite to intensify regional illicit trade crackdown. And in entertainment headlines, Blackpink's Genie apologizes for viral vaping incident. Stick with us. We will be right back. Senator Nancy Binay's ethics complaint against Senator Alan Catayeno will undergo due process according to Senator Francis Tolentino, chairperson of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges. In a teleradio interview on Tuesday, Tolentino said the panel will follow the rules of procedure for filing ethics complaints. Based on the rules, when a complaint is filed, the Ethics Committee will have preliminary determination, he added. Tolentino also said that although the panel is still incomplete to reorganization, he will convene it once the session resumes to conduct the preliminary determination. After I convene, there will be a preliminary determination whether the complaint is sufficient in form and substance to warrant an investigation, he explained. There will be a punishment, but there will be due process. There needs to be a hearing. I'm sure everyone is interested, he added. When asked about the implications of the ethics complaint, Tolentino said he cannot say what will be the effect. If you're referring to the effects on the institution, I cannot tell. Only time and history can tell and judge. I cannot answer that. Everything is involved. Binay filed a 15-page ethics complaint against Catayeno over his alleged offensive, declaratory, and improper remarks against her during the hearing on the cost of the construction of the new Senate building in Daguig City. Now, let's get into some kind of regional or Asian news now. As with billions of dollars lost in collective tax revenue, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations member countries and its partners have jointly committed to a strong coordinated regional response that could urgently address the growing threat of illicit trade, including the rampant smuggling of tobacco products. 100 delegates, including customs leaders from 10 ASEAN member states, along with ASEAN partners including China, Japan, Korea, and Australia, gathered from June 4 to 6 for the 33rd meeting of ASEAN Directors General of Customs in Vietnam to forge enhanced customs cooperation, tackle illicit trade activities, and boost regional trade. According to a report by the Transnational Alliance to Combat Illicit Trade, remains an urgent priority for the region as it could strike its goal of regional integration by 2025. ASEAN governments lost close to $3 billion in tax revenue from illicit tobacco products alone in 2017. In the Philippines, around 100 billion pesos or $1.9 billion are lost every year because of cigarette tax evasion. Thailand, meanwhile, reported tax losses of 7 billion. Hang on. 7 billion Thai banked in 2021 or $202 million with an illicit incidence rate of about 10%. The concentration of illicit cigarette consumption is most prominent in Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Vietnam, which collectively accounted for about 95% of the region's total illicit consumption in 2017, the Trusted report said. Cigarettes are exported from Indonesia to several countries in the region, predominantly the Philippines, through ports such as Nunukan and Tarakan. Further, the Philippines also receives large volume of imports from Vietnam, Cambodia, and India that transit through Singapore, it said. Multiple news reports have confirmed that areas in the Philippines such as Palawan, Zamboanga, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi have been identified by local authorities as critical entry points for cigarette smuggling, with illicit products entering from Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia, and Vietnam. The Trusted report also notes that other tobacco products such as smokeless tobacco are also vulnerable to illicit trade. Bans on e-cigarettes in Singapore and Thailand have contributed to an increase in the smuggling of vaping products from neighboring Malaysia, a major producer of e-cigarettes. In Thailand, the Transit report found that brands that are exported from Vietnam and Indonesia that appear to have consignee space in Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and the United Arab Emirates are likely considered goods in which receive less scrutiny by customs. These same brands are seized during law enforcement efforts in the Thai market, whereas Cambodia has exported brands destined for Thailand that are not sold legally in the market. The meeting updated recent progress in ASEAN customs integration, including the signing of the ASEAN Economic Operator Mutual Recognition Agreement. The agreement not only streamlines custom procedures for trusted businesses across ASEAN to ensure faster and smoother trade, but also combats smuggling and trade fraud within the region. 6 countries, the Philippines, Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand, have implemented the AAMRA pilot program. A recent joint customs control operation resulting in the seizure of massive quantities of illegal tobacco products, including 1,250 grams of dried tobacco leaves and over 50,000 packs of illicit cigarettes, emerged successful due to the collaborative efforts of the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Noting that illicit traders now use online platforms to distribute counterfeits and illegal products, ASEAN countries are also committed to work on developing guidelines for better information exchange between customs authorities and e-commerce operators to curb these activities. The meeting also focused on discussing issues including programs and solutions to complete the goals identified in the ASEAN Customs Development Strategic Plan for 2021 to 2025, with emphasis on exchanging electronic documents through the ASEAN single window and implementing the ASEAN Customs Transit System, which simplifies customs procedures for goods moving between countries. Vietnam Customs Director General Nguyen Van Can, ASEAN Customs Chair for 2024 to 2025, emphasized that it was time for ASEAN Customs to join hands for a new journey with higher targets on integration and connectivity to successfully realize the ASEAN vision of one vision, one identity, one community. And in entertainment headlines, as Genie of Blackpink extended her apologies through her agency after a video of her vaping indoors with her stuff around her went viral on the internet. On Tuesday, July 9, Genie's personal label, OA Entertainment, penned a statement on X, formerly Twitter, to explain the K-pop star's site. We sincerely apologize to everyone who felt uncomfortable with Genie's actions in the content released on the 2nd, they wrote. The agency asserted that Genie regrets what happened and deeply apologized to the people that she has affected and disappointed. Genie acknowledges and deeply regrets her mistake of vaping indoors and causing inconvenience to the staff. Genie has personally apologized to all the staff on site who may have been affected, they said. We apologize to her fans who have been disappointed through this incident. We hope to prevent this from reoccurring in the future, added the label. To recap, in a video posted on TikTok, the K-pop singer was seen sitting with her glam team around her. After a few moments, Genie took a hit with her vape, releasing the smoke in front of the face of one of her staff. The video immediately gained attraction and numerous reactions from the netizens, mostly negative remarks. On the other hand, some fans are defending the K-pop star, asserting that she is already an adult doing adult stuff. Who even cares? She is a grown woman who can do whatever she wants, wrote one fan on X. She is a grown woman, she has no reason to apologize, she owes no one an apology, said another incident. She's a grown woman, this apology is not for smoking. It's for doing it indoor and blowing on her staff's face. She should have apologized, argued another X user. And before we go, here are the top stories that we have covered so far. House is waiting on Office of the Vice President to confirm if Vice President Sara Duterte will attend State of the Nation. In West Philippine Sea coverage, Filipino fisher is still missing in West Philippine Sea after boat was hit by an unidentified ship. 22 people passed special licensure exam for electrical engineers. Deli grocery chain was ordered to stop sale of suspected rip-off products. Bribery wraps is a demolition job versus Complex. That's according to Garcia, saying to NBI. ASEAN customs chiefs to intensify regional illicit trade crackdown. And Blackpink's Genie apologized for viral vaping incident, and also tonight, ethics complaints versus Catiano to undergo due process. And that is it for Cool News at 6. As always, you can send a news tip or feedback to us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will continue with our latest headlines later with Cool News Prime Time at 9. I am Mas here. We will see you later. Goodbye for now.